There has been a lot of talk over the years about the Mariners and how they haven't been to the playoffs since 2001. As the Nationals, the Royals, and the Blue Jays have all gotten to the playoffs over the last few years, the Mariners have the longest streak. It's one thing to get to the playoffs. It's another thing to win once you're there. Finding each team's last playoff win isn't hard. I'm not even talking about a series win, just a single game. For some teams, it's been a while. The Reds won their last game on October 7, 2012, losing their next 6. The Tigers last won a playoff game on October 16, 2013, and have lost 5 straight after. But there is one that truly stands out above the rest. October 5, 2004. The Minnesota Twins go into Yankee Stadium, and behind 7 shutout innings from Johan Santana, they take Game 1 of the ALDS, 2-0. October 5, 2004 was the last playoff game the Twins would win, but it's not because they were a stranger to the playoffs. No, they've played 18 playoff games since that day, and lost every single one of them. Let's dive into the streak and explore exactly what happened. Before we get started, if you could drop this video a like, I would appreciate it. It helps me out with the YouTube algorithm. In 2004, the Twins shouldn't have been too comfortable with their 1-0 lead. They went into Yankee Stadium and did the same exact thing in 2003, then lost the next 3. This would play out the same exact way in 2004, but the games were a lot more exciting. The Twins thought they were in good shape when Torrey Hunter went yard off Tenya Sturtz in the 12th inning of Game 2, breaking a 5-5 tie. But Joe Nathan gave up the lead, and Hideki Matsui's sacrifice fly ended the game, and started the epic streak. The series came back to the Metrodome, but the Yankees cruised in Game 3, and the Twins needed to win in Game 4 to stay alive. They were looking strong, up 5-1 in the 8th, but they brought in Juan Rincon and it didn't go well. A 3-run shot by Ruben Sierra tied it, and the game-winning, series-winning run was scored in the 11th on a wild pitch. The Twins would next make the playoffs in 2006, winning 96 games, riding an MVP season from Justin Morneau, and a Cy Young season from Johan Santana. None of that was good enough to steal a game from Oakland. In Game 1 in the Metrodome, Frank Thomas gave the A's an insurance run in the 9th, and that proved to be valuable, as Michael Cuddyer tripled and was driven in by Torrey Hunter, but the Twins came up a run short. The Twins needed Game 2 to have a shot, and they went into the 7th tied 2 apiece. This was broken when Mark Kotsay hit a 2-run inside the park homer, and the A's added another run in the 9th to go up 2-0. Back in Oakland, it was a runaway. Just to cap off a great season, Justin Morneau got a meaningless late-game home run, but the A's swept the Twins with an 8-3 win. The 2009 Twins won a thrilling Game 163 over the Tigers to win the Central, but it's too bad that doesn't count as a playoff game. That 87-win club was stuck facing one of the biggest juggernauts of the 21st century, the 103-win 2009 Yankees. They jumped out to a 2-0 lead in the 3rd off CC Sabathia, but it was all downhill from there. 7 Yankee runs turned it into a runaway. It seemed like the streak was finally going to end in Game 2. Up 3-1 in the 9th, Joe Nathan came in to shut the door, but Alex Rodriguez hit a 2-run shot to tie the game, sending it into extras, and Mark Teixeira finished the job in the 11th. Just when it looked like Carl Pavano might pitch him to a win in Game 3, A-Rod wrecked that party, and Posada delivered the final blow. The 2009 Twins may have been big underdogs, but they came into their 2010 series with the Yankees pretty much dead even. The Yankees had one more win, but they were the wild card, so the series started in Minnesota. Not only did they finally get the start at home, they got to show off their brand new ballpark. But did it matter?
No, man.
Francisco Liriano gave the Twins a great start in Game 1, taking a 3-0 lead into the 6th, and that's where it all fell apart. The Yankees went on a huge rally, capped off by a 2-out, 2-run triple by Curtis Granderson, chasing Liriano, and the Yankees took it 6-4. Game 2 was close again, and when Orlando Hudson hit a game-tying homer off Andy Pettitte, it seemed like fate was finally on the Twins' side, but Carl Pavano failed to get an out in the 7th, giving up 2 runs, and that was it. Completely demoralized and going back to New York, Game 3 was a runaway. Brian Dunsing didn't get out of the 4th, while future Twin Phil Hughes dominated over 7 shutout innings. By this point, the Twins had lost 12 in a row, 9 of those against the Yankees. They figured out the best way to fix their Yankee playoff problem, and that was to avoid the playoffs altogether. They had a shockingly bad season in 2011, and followed that up with 3 more 90-loss seasons. They managed to play 4 games over 500 in 2015, and then, of course, lost 103 games in 2016. But they came back with a force in 2017, playing their way to that second wildcard spot, and once again finding themselves at Yankee Stadium. See, the Yankees had a few down years between 2013 and 2016. That would have been a good time to strike, but they came back to playoff form right as the Yankees had their resurgence. 7 years removed from the last playoff appearance, this was a whole new team, ready to write a new chapter. Brian Dozier took Luis Severino yard to start the game, and Eddie Rosario followed up with a 2-run homer. Severino was gone. Enter Chad Green, who sat down the side. Ervin Santana was a seasoned veteran in 2017, but 4 batters in, the game was tied thanks to a 3-run homer from Didi Gregorius. Brett Gardner broke the tie in the 2nd, and the Yankees went on to score in the first 4 innings. It was the same old story after all. 10 straight losses to the Yankees, 13 overall, but 2017 would usher in a new era of Twins baseball. They were down in 2018, but they came back in 2019 with their best season since 1965. 101 wins, but they would be stacked up against the 103-win Yankees. Jorge Polanco set the tone with a first-inning homer off James Paxton. Nelson Cruz added on in the third, and then it all unraveled with a big Yankee rally, scoring 3 runs on 3 hits, a walk, and an error. The Yankees put up crooked numbers in the 5th, 6th, and 7th, blowing out the Twins 10-4. Randy Dobnak had the Twins looking good through the first 2 innings of Game 2, down just 1 run, but in the third, he put the first 3 batters on and left Tyler Duffey to pick up the pieces. It didn't go well. He was able to get 1 batter out, but not before 6 scored, being haunted by Didi once again, hitting a grand slam. This one was over before it even got started. Back in Minnesota, Jake Odorizzi tried to stop the bleeding, but the Yankees got a couple runs early, and Luis Severino and the bullpen shut the Twins down through 7 innings. Eddie Rosario homered off Zach Britton in the 8th to make it 3-1, but the Yankees put the game out of reach in the 9th, the 13th and final loss of the Yankees to this point, and 16th loss overall. 2020 was a weird season, but we saw a lot of that 101-win team in those 2020 Twins. They went 36-24, the number 3 seed in the league, hosting a best 2 out of 3 series against, not the Yankees, but the Astros. The 2 games under 500 Astros, but a team that won 107 games the year prior. The Twins got 5 strong innings from Kenta Maeda, riding a 1-0 lead off a double from Nelson Cruz. But in the 7th, the Astros had a 2-out rally off Tyler Duffey to tie it, and they got 3 more 2-out runs in the 9th to steal Game 1. In a must-win Game 2, the Twins could get nothing going off Jose Urquidy, but rallied off Brooke Raley, with Nelson Cruz once again doubling in the first run, but that second run was thrown out at home. There would be no second run for the rest of their season, as Carlos Correa broke a 1-1 tie in the 7th, and the Twins went down one final time, scoring just 1 run in each game. It doesn't seem possible, but there you have it. 18 playoff losses in a row, 13 to the Yankees, 3 to the A's, and 2 to the Astros. The Twins were awful in 2021, but maybe they'll rebound in 2022 and try to extend the streak. I don't think there's any rhyme or reason to it. This streak stretches over 16 years, with completely different teams, different opponents. And yeah, I know the Yankees have gotten them 5 times since the streak began, but only one of those teams went to the World Series. This wasn't their dynasty years. 18 losses in a row is an all-time record, and we may never see it broken again. The next closest being 13 from the Red Sox, spanning from 1986 to 1995. But like I said, this is an active streak, so who knows when they'll finally break through. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like, and give me a sub for more content just like this. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all next time.